Hey Yogis! Welcome to Honeybee Yoga Studio, where we share yoga classes for all levels as well as yoga knowledge. So if that sounds like your thing, please hit the subscribe button below. We post 2 new videos per week. And today we're going to talk about our seated forward fold, how we can enter our seated forward fold in a supported manner, a couple stretches we can take to deepen our forward fold, and hopefully you can improve your forward fold after we spend some time together. You can see I have a couple supports I'm going to use throughout our time together today. That includes a thick blanket of some sort. I have some yoga blocks. You could use a thick book. I have a big bolster here. You could use a pillow or a couch cushion. And of course, my favorite, the strap. You could use a belt or a long scarf. So to get started, let's think about what shape our body is going to take in our forward fold. So we'll come to a seated position with our legs long in front of us. We want to feel active through our legs. Those toes are reaching up towards the sky. I can feel a generous stretch through my hamstrings, under my sit bones. I can feel my shoulders are stacked above my hips, my spine is long, and I can feel the crown of my head almost like it's being pulled up towards the sky by a little string. So when I fold forwards, I want to keep that integrity through my spine. So I'm going to lift my fingertips tall and away from me, and as I fold forward, my hands will come down to the floor to support my body. You can see my spine remains long, crown of my head lifted, I'm not collapsed through my shoulders. My body is supported. I feel a gentle stretch, but no strain or pinching. I'm going to come through a seated posture here so I can show you a couple things that we can do to support our bodies in our forward fold. I'm going to start with a folded blanket, and I'm going to bring my sit bones to come towards the edge of that folded blanket. And you can see that that lifts my hips a little bit, and it's going to help gravity do the work in my forward body folding forward. You can see my pelvis is tilted a little bit, and the effort to fold forward has been minimized. You can also grab some blocks or some thick books, something to help lift the earth towards your hands. So when you fold forward, you can have essentially longer arms supporting your fold. We're always being really sensitive of our low spine when we're folding forward. That's why we don't want to collapse. We don't want to put strain on our neck or our low spine. This time I'm going to grab my strap. I'm going to bring a bend into my knee so I can wrap it around my foot. I'm going to tuck my opposite foot there. And once again, we're really just lengthening our arms so we can keep that integrity through our spine as we fold forwards. Here I can give a little pull and maybe give an extra little tug through my muscles to encourage some lengthening. But again, we're feeling a gentle stretch. We're never trying to pinch or strain our muscles. Last thing I'm going to show you here is using our bolster. Now in hindsight, I probably should have used 2 bolsters to properly demonstrate a restorative forward fold. But I'm going to let my legs go wide enough so I can fit a bolster or a big pillow or a couple couch cushions between my thighs, and that's going to support my body as I gently fold forward. So really gravity's doing the work here. I feel a very minimal stretch, and again using as much support under our bellies and our chest to have more of a passive fold here. I have other videos on my channel posted about restorative yoga if you haven't heard that term before and you want to check it out. So second part of the video is exploring a couple movements we can take to warm up our bodies. Now, if you're approaching a forward fold or any posture with cold muscles, it's going to be challenging. So let's take these movements slow and really soft and maybe let gravity do a lot of the work here. Let's take our legs nice and wide, bring a bend into one knee, sole of the foot towards the inner thigh, and then let's fold over our long leg, keeping that gaze towards our toes, and our toes are reaching up towards the sky. Now I'm reaching my fingertips tall before I fold over, but there's no need to do that. You can walk your fingertips along the earth. And remember, we have all of these props that we can use to support our bodies while we're here, or maybe we're using that strap to take a gentle tug to deepen our forward fold. Let's release our leg and our body from this side and bring the opposite knee to bend, sole of that foot again towards the inner thigh, and we'll begin to fold our bodies towards that opposite lengthened leg. Again, those toes are lifting up towards the sky. We're keeping a long spine, crown of our head reaches forward, and we're using our hands on the earth. Our hands are on a support. Whatever we need to do to feel comfortable and supported here. While we're warming our muscles, we want to make sure we're keeping alignment through our hips, through our spine, and we're feeling very comfortable. Let's take those feet nice and wide into a wide-legged straddle. Let's start to walk those hands forward, and we'll begin to fold forward into our wide-legged forward fold. While we're here, we feel our tailbone kind of lifting to the sky behind us. That's help lengthening through our hamstrings. Alternately here, we can have a gentle bend in our knees. If this feels a bit too tight through our legs, we can have long arms and any of those supports. We'll feel our legs come together. Let's reach those soles of our feet away from us. Bring a bend into one knee, and this time we're going to let that ankle rest just below the opposite leg's knee. We're going to keep our hands on our ankle and on our knee as we fold forward. If that leg beneath us feels comfortable and that it can rest there without having the ankle come onto our knee, we can walk our fingertips forward and enjoy this kind of modified, almost like a pigeon forward fold. So we're just warming up and lengthening muscles that will help support our ultimate seated forward fold, feeling some lengthening through our outer thighs, through our spine. When we're ready, we will release on that one side, gently lifting our torso, bringing the opposite knee to bend, and coming once again into that forward fold. Again, we can walk those hands away from our body, lengthening our spine, lengthening our hamstrings. And after a couple of breaths, beginning to walk those fingertips back towards our torso, or releasing our body from whatever support that we're using to come back through our neutral seated posture. Once we're here, let's lengthen our legs, this time wide to the sides again. So this wide-legged straddle, and we're going to start to come into a bit of a side bend. So let's reach our fingertips up to the sky, and then let's start to reach one hand towards our toes. We can have that hand come into the earth. It can rest maybe on our thigh, on our shin. Depending on how deep you are folding to the side, maybe you come all the way down to a forearm. And if it feels good for your shoulders, that upper arm is reaching all the way to that corresponding side. So we're letting that opposite side body open and stretch. We're letting the insides of our thighs find some space. And eventually we'll lift through neutral and we will fold and bend to the opposite side. And remembering, each side of our body feels a little different, so taking it nice and slow, seeing what feels good, only going as deep or as far as feels good for us, letting gravity tug away at those muscles, and just enjoying some release, finding some ease while we're here. Eventually, we will lift back through our wide-legged forward fold. Let's start to walk those fingertips forward, and we'll enjoy one final wide-legged forward fold here. Maybe we have our bolster in front of us and we're taking a more passive approach. Maybe we have our hands reaching all the way forward, our tailbone reaching behind us, feeling a generous stretch. Whatever feels good for you, whatever your yoga goals are. So now that we've brought lots of different stretches, different spaces through our hips, through our hamstrings, through our low spine, through our side bodies, let's come back to our version of our forward fold. Let's take those legs long in front. Our toes are reaching up to the sky. We have that long spine, crown of our head lifts up to the sky. And then when we're ready, let's start to fold forwards. Maybe you can reach those fingertips a little bit further than we could a few minutes ago. Maybe it feels a bit more comfortable. Maybe somewhere you feel a little less strain. If you are looking to deepen your forward fold and those feet are a bit too close, or if you're like me and you have fairly short legs and they weren't that far away, those toes to begin with, you can add blocks to the base of your feet as opposed to using straps, and giving a tug on those bricks to bring some extra stretching through your spine or through your hamstrings. And of course, at any time you're in this posture, if you feel any pinching or any tightness, to gently release from the posture just a little bit, maybe grab some supports so that your body is comfortable. When you're ready to release from your forward fold, you'll move slow and steady. Feel those hands gently come by our hips as the crown of our head begins to stack over our spine, reach up towards the sky. And maybe you enjoy a counter posture by taking butterfly and letting your knees splay wide and some ease and space come through that low spine and your hamstrings. I really hope that you learned something today, maybe a tip or a trick, something you can do to help bring ease and comfort into your forward fold. If you're looking to take your forward fold to the next level, get a little bit deeper, I hope some of those stretches will help you find that space. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If there's something that you'd like to see next time, maybe a different stretch or a different posture, please let me know in the comments below. Take care.